Live on YouTube, live on Rumble. Good afternoon, hello, and welcome to This Date in History, aka TDH. I'm Xander. The Golden Loon is watching the Super Bowl right now, but he says he'll join us at halftime, so in the meantime, you just have to put up with my ugly mug. You, of course, are you, viewer. Thank you so much for coming in and watching. Today is Sunday, aka Sunday, February 8th, 2026. This show is about interesting and important events that occurred today throughout the annals of recorded history. Starting with, in the year 421, Flavius Constantine became co-emperor as Emperor Constantius III of the Western Roman Empire with Honorius. Moving on up to 1238, the Mongols burned the Russian city of Vladimir. 1250, during the 7th Crusade, yes, 7th, but there was like 12, 13, there was a lot of crusades. So many crusades. Crusaders engaged Ayyubid forces in the Battle of Al-Manshira. 1347, the Byzantine Civil War, having started in 1341, ended when a power-sharing agreement between John V Kantakouzenos and John V John the Sixth Cantacuzene and John the Fifth Palaiologos met. 5 centuries ago, half a millennia, 1526, heavy storm struck Dutch coast, killing large numbers of people, I presume. 1575, University of Leiden was established by William I of Orange, giving the motto Paradisium Liberatius. This is the oldest university in the Netherlands. Let's see here. Let's try to keep this source caught up with us. 1587, Mary Queen of Scots was beheaded at Fotheringay Castle at the age of 44 after being convicted of plotting to assassinate Elizabeth I in the Babington plot. That was 1587. Yeah, here it is. All right. 1590, Louis de Carvajal y de la Cueva was tortured by the Inquisition in Mexico after having been charged with concealing the practice of Judaism of his sister and her children. Not good. Not good that he died, that's awful that he died because his relatives were Jewish, there's a lot of insane hate out there. 1600, Vatican convicted scholar and wayward friar Giordano Bruno of heresy and turned him over to civil authorities. Upon his refusal to recant to mete out his punishment of death. Hold on a second, where is that? So I am maybe I'm misreading something, or maybe this is a typo. But yeah, anyway. 1622, King James I disbanded the English Parliament, and then 5 years after that, the gunpowder was used in a mining operation instead of mechanical tools in present-day Slovakia. Reportedly, this was the first time explosives have been used in mining. That is awesome. 1649, Soborny Eulogia of 1649, Russia adopted a new code of laws consolidating serfdom, which is basically, like peasants type thing. Old style, January 29th. 1726, 3 centuries ago, the Supreme Privy Council was established in Russia. 1735, the first opera performance in North American colonies occurred. Flora opened in Charleston, South Carolina. And actually, hold on, I forgot I had images to coincide with things, so my bad. So this is when I think when they burnt down that city of Vladimir, if you remember that. What is this? I don't really remember what this was. Let's see here. This is when that guy led the army over the Andes Mountains. Forgot his name. We haven't gotten here yet, but I'm going to try to remember about that. Anyway, sorry about that. 1735, the first opera performance in North American colonies. Flora opened in Charleston, South Carolina. Sorry about that. I had to sneeze. 1807, Battle of Yalu ended inconclusively between Napoleon's forces and the Russian Empire. This was the first battle Napoleon was not victorious. It was... We're not out of the woods yet. Alright, sorry about that. My sincerest apologies. Sometimes, you know, when you gotta go, and sometimes you gotta go out the nose. Anyway, yeah, continuing on here about the Napoleon thing. After 2 days of bitter fighting, the Russians under Benediction and the Prussians under L'Estocroc conceded the Battle of IOYO to Napoleon. 1817, Las Heras completed his crossing of the Andes with an army to join San Martin with the plans of liberating Chile from Spain. Okay, so as I said, that image earlier, the guy, you know, crossing the Andes Mountain. Okay, I was actually ahead of myself. Like, you understand like how much my brain is. 1837, the first U.S. vice president was chosen by Senate. Richard Johnson Van Buren administrating. I don't know what that means. 1855, the Devil's Footprints, hoof-like marks mysteriously appeared for over 60 kilometers after a snowfall in southern Devon, England. 1855 as well, the Smithsonian Institution building, the castle, first opened to the public in the Mall in Washington, D.C., and that's, of course, this building. I think I've been in there. I'm not sure, but I've been in one or two Smithsonian museums many years ago. I was on that side of the continental U.S. 1861, the Confederate States of America organized in Montgomery, Alabama during the U.S. Civil War. 1 year after that, 1862, Battle of Roanoke Island, North Carolina. Federals gained control of Palomico Sound. And I'm wondering if this is the same Roanoke as that colony that just magically vanished. And just give me a moment here. I'm just going to see if I have any comments going on. Let's see. Okay, there's YouTube. 1865, Martin Robinson Delaney was the first black major in the U.S. Army appointed during U.S. Civil War. All right. Good job. Congratulations. We also have Delaware refused to ratify the 13th Amendment to the U.S. Constitution. Despite this, slavery was outlawed in the U.S., including Delaware, when the amendment was ratified by the requisite number of states on December 6, 1865. Delaware would eventually ratify this amendment on February 2, 1901, which was also the 92nd anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. All right, well, how about that? 1867, the Agrarist Compromise established the dual monarchy of Austria-Hungary. 1879, Stanford Fleming first proposed dividing the world into 24 equal time zones and adopting a universal standard time at a meeting of the Royal Canadian Institute. It was later adopted in 1884. And now there's a lot more time zones. There's actually deviations by the half hour and whatnot, and there's other things. So much. There's more than 24. I know that for a fact. 1879, the England cricket team led by Lord Harris was attacked in a riot during a match in Sydney. Yikes. 1883, Lewis Waterman began experiment to invent the fountain pen. All right. We're not there yet. 1885, the first government-approved Japanese immigrants arrived in Hawaii. Fantastic. 1887, Aurora Ski Club of Red Wing, Minnesota became the first U.S. ski club. Cool. We also have the Dawes Act authorized the President of the United States to survey Native American tribal land and divide it into individual allotments. Those who accepted allotments and lived separately from the tribe were granted United States citizenship. Okay. 1894, U.S. Enforcement Act was repealed, making it easier to disfranchise blacks. That does not sound good at all. I don't like that. Yeah, I'm not even going to look it up. I'm just going to keep on going. But if anybody wants to educate me about really what that means, tell me in the comment section. 1896, Western Conference formed in the first Western college football season, later renamed the Big Ten Conference. 2 years later, John Adams Sherman patented the first envelope folding and gumming machine in Massachusetts. Okay, that's what this contraption is. So that's cool. So it automatically folds in shapes, sheets of paper into letter envelopes and whatnot. We also have 1904, the Battle of Port Arthur, began with a surprise torpedo attack by the Japanese at Port Arthur, China, starting the Russo-Japanese War. And while that was going on, during the Ach War, Dutch Colonial Army's Mauritius Regiment, led by General G.Z.E. van Dalen, launched a military campaign to capture Gayo Highland, Alice Island, and Batak Island in the Dutch East Indies' northern Sumatra region, which ended with a genocide to Arahis and Batak's peoples, with thousands of civilians killed. Yee. War is hell. 1905, cyclone hit Tahiti and adjacent islands, killing some 10,000 people. In 1910, the Boy Scouts of America was incorporated by William D. Boyce. Oh, hey, we're being joined now by none other than...
the Golden Loon.
Welcome, welcome.
Thank you.
So how goes the game?
It's a defensive battle. 9-0.
All right.
So that's somewhat close.
So to give the audience some perspective, as I said earlier, I presume right now halftime is starting?
Yes.
Okay. So if for whatever reason you want to know what time of the show this is, and equivalent to time that has passed, right now the halftime show is like about a minute in. Anyway, I'll just repeat this for you since you just got here. 1910, the Boy Scouts of America was incorporated by William D. Boyce.
Ah.
Yeah. Now, see, that makes you wonder. The Boy Scouts, and his last name is Boyce. It makes you wonder, did he actually mean the Boyce Scouts?
Well,
named after him?
Yeah, no, I think it was just boy. Oh,
I'm making
boy.
a joke here.
Oh, okay.
Well, because his last name is Boyce. So Boy Scouts, Boy Scouts.
Yeah.
It sounds the same.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, 1912, the first eastbound U.S. transcontinental flight landed in Jacksonville, Florida. Yeah, 1915, The Birth of a Nation, the first 12-reel film in the United States, directed by D.W. Griffith, starring Lillian Gish and Mae Marsh, premiered at Clunes Auditorium in Los Angeles. 1916, the National League voted down Charlie Ebbett's proposal to limit 25-cent seats. That doesn't seem nice. In 1918, Stars and Stripes weekly U.S. Armed Forces newspaper, first published. 2 years later, the Bolshevik troops captured Odessa, bringing an end to foreign involvement in the resistance against Bolshevik rule. 1920 as well, Swiss men voted against women's suffrage. This was removed from primary source for some reason. 22, radio arrived at the White House, and we have United States President Warren G. Harding introduced the first radio set in the White House. So there we go.
That's something.
Yeah.
First radio.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
Yeah. 1923, the German NSDAP Volksischer Bio-Bachelor newspaper became a daily. Now, NSDAP, is that the Nationalist Socialists? Is that the Nazis? NSDAP?
I don't know.
I'm going to look that up here really quick. So, NSDAP. I was right. It was a Nazi party.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
okay.
It was like National Socialist Deutsch something,
whatever,
whatever. Anyway, 1924, the first U.S. coast-to-coast radio hookup, General John Joseph Jingleheimer Smith, Carty, speech in Chicago. All right. I was going to say that's my name, too.
Yeah.
So, 1924, in capital punishment history, the first state execution in the U.S. by gas chamber took place in Nevada. Now that I know how horrible gas is, what the hell was wrong with us when we were doing that? I mean, that's just torture.
Yeah.
We were trying. We weren't doing it out of, but the path to hell is paved on good intentions.
Right.
And that was 1924.
Let's put it this way. At least everybody was smart enough to ban it on future wars.
Yeah. Even though we still used, Agent Orange and
napalm.
Napalm, thank you. Yeah. Anyway, I guess if you're the winners, you don't have to follow the rules you set. Kind of weird. 1925, Marcus Garvey entered federal prison in Atlanta. Now, who's Marcus Garvey? Oh, black nationalist. The name just sounds familiar. I didn't know why. So, okay. 1 century ago, which you missed it, we've had multiple centuries ago. We had half a millennia ago, 500 years. We had 300 years, and now we actually have 1 century ago's. So the next, we have 26-year German Reichstag decided to apply for League of Nations membership. Sean O'Casey's Pillow and Stars, or Plow and Stars, opened at Abbey Theatre in Dublin. And actually, the Disney Brothers Cartoon Studio became Walt Disney Studios.
Ah.
All right.
Kind of sounds like a power grab to me with Walt.
Yeah, well.
Over his brother Roy.
Well, Walt stole the idea of Mickey Mouse from his own friend. Everything Disney has done has been plagiarism of one sort or the other. Now that they have the money and power, they can just buy whatever they want instead of stealing it.
Well, he did. He
He didn't originate Mickey Mouse. That's been uncovered.
You didn't let me finish. He did originate feature-length cartoon movies.
True.
And he did come up with the theme park, all Disneyland.
Yeah.
He came up with a lot of stuff.
True, but it's all, made off of stolen ideas.
He came up with avocado groves down in the southern part of this area.
That's all cool.
So he did come up with a lot of
that's not
things.
the point. Once again, I reiterate, it's not what you do, it's how you do it. And making an empire off of stealing other people's ideas is just despicable. I'm sorry. 931, a gas explosion fire in Fushan coal mine, Manchuria, killed 3,000. Yikes. 33, first flight of the all-metal Boeing 2047. Take a look at that.
All what?
All metal.
Yeah, you did say metal.
Yeah. Before that, things were wood and fabric, and because, the technology. But look at that.
Yeah.
That's the first all-metal, airliner.
I remember taking my brother and I were little kids, and we were going up to my grandmother's house in Canada, and there were no jets then, so you're taking props like that,
Oh, yeah.
And you sit at the end of the runway, and then they start revving them.
Oh, God.
Yeah, before they roll.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're revving those babies up.
Scary. 934 as well, Export-Import Bank organized in Washington, D.C. 36, we have the first ski jumping tournament at Red Wing, Minnesota.
Huh.
Yeah.
Wing is the good name for it. Red Wing.
Red Wing, yeah. We also have the first ever NFL draft. Jay Berwanger from the University of Chicago was the first pick by Philadelphia Eagles.
Oh, how about that?
Yeah. And German alpine skier Christy Granz won the inaugural Olympic women's combined gold medal at the Garmisch-Partenkirchen Winter Games ahead of teammates Kathy Grassiger. You want to give it a try?
No.
So shut your yap. The 1936 Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru succeeded Mahatma Gandhi as chairman of India Congress Party. All right.
Yeah.
That's a name.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
Yeah.
Listen, in all seriousness, you do.
I know. No, I'm not
a lot
gonna.
of these. I mean, I'm going to ding you now and then because that one
I
really
know.
rolled and went forever.
Well, sometimes I just don't want to try, but I want to, at least show that, I want to show respect, but I'm not going to sit here and try to pronounce your name to perfection.
Yeah.
And if you're going to get offended, I'm sorry.
No, he's going to get offended.
But I have a show to do, okay?
Yeah.
At least I'm trying to half-assly.
No, yeah.
1940, Lodz, the first large ghetto, was established by Nazis in Poland. And here's a picture of that. The Lodz ghetto, of course.
Man.
So, 1941, radio presenter and National Socialist Max Blodgesiel began Nazi propaganda on Dutch national radio. He was later executed for it in 1946. All right. So it wasn't just his name that was butchered. 1942, Congress advised FDR that United States citizens of Japanese descent should be locked up en masse so they wouldn't oppose the U.S. war effort. Holy shit! Wow, that I can't believe that is disgusting. Oh hey, somebody named Toxic Masculinity. You really doing this during the Super Bowl? Y'all crazy? Yeah. Oh, I couldn't give a tiddler's damn about the Super Bowl. So, I have better things to do.
I'm only here for halftime, so.
Yeah. Well, he actually, he likes the Super Bowl. 1942, also during World War II, the Dutch Colonial Army's General Destruction Unit, AVC, Algemeen Varneliges Corps, burnt Banjarmasin, South Borneo, to avoid Japanese capture. We also have in 43 as well, Red Army recaptured Kursk on the Eastern Front. The Red Army being the Ruskies, of course.
Yeah.
45, Paul Brown agreed to coach the new American
Paul
football
Brown.
expansion team in Cleveland,
Yeah.
which would later be named the Cleveland Browns after their coach.
You're absolutely right. Yeah, I was just going to say
Well,
that. And the article gave it to us.
The source is absolutely right. So.
Yeah, source is right.
1945, during World War II, Mikhail Denyatov escaped with 9 other Soviet inmates from a Nazi concentration camp in Peenemünde on this island of Usedom by hijacking the camp commander's Heinkel HE-111. I remember this. Dude, that's an aircraft. Like a scene out of Hollywood. They legitimately, they took over, they somehow flew the aircraft belonging to the commander of that prison and just flew away.
Wow.
Like Prison Break.
You're kidding.
No. Like truth
Wow.
is stranger than fiction.
Yeah.
I remember this. Yeah, no, let me just confirm, because it says by hijacking the camp commander's Heinkel HE-111. So, and I believe that's an aircraft. So
I didn't.
yeah, it's a
connect the
bomber.
dots. It's a bomber on top of it?
No, yeah, it is. It's a bomber.
Oh my God.
Well, I mean, like they can use it as a transport
yeah, right.
plane.
What
But,
they're doing, but it is a bomber.
yeah. Can you imagine
I
breaking
didn't
out
put
of
the
prison
numbers
in that?
together as an aircraft.
Talk about just going out in
Could have
style.
been a Jeep, as far as I knew.
1946, the first portion of the revised standard version of the Bible, the first serious challenge of the popularity of the authorized King James Version, was published. All right.
Yeah, your 46 is 80 years away.
Yeah.
Not a century, but 80.
Yeah. 46 as well, the People's Republic of Korea was dissolved in the north, establishing the communist-controlled Provisional People's Committee of North Korea. Here we go. 1950, the Stasi, the secret police of East Germany, was established. More freaking communism. 55, the government of Sinda abolished Jadidari system in the province. 1 million acres, or 4,000 square kilometers, of land thus acquired is to be distributed among the landless peasants. I don't like the idea of peasants. 1960, the American Stardust composer and character actor Huagi Kamiko received a Star of Fame on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. And from the other source, the Hollywood Walk of Fame was founded.
Oh,
so
wow.
This was, like, I believe, the very first star ever.
Huh.
Yeah.
And his name was what?
Hoagie This is Hoagie Carmichael.
Hoagie Carmichael?
Yeah.
Yeah, Hoagie Carmichael.
Hoagie Carmichael.
I just know the name.
He's a singer, he's a he is a singer, a songwriter, and a pianist.
Yeah.
Kind of looks a little bit like Bill Nye for some reason at like kind of an angle. Like he has that head, the narrow head.
I can't remember the actor's name, so it's worthless to bring him up. But he looks a lot like him, and I can't think of his name. No, what is his name? I can't. Go ahead.
Anyway, 1960 as well, and I'm actually going to see if we have any comments over here on the Rumble. Nope. Queen Elizabeth II of the United Kingdom issued an order in council stating that she and her family will be known as the House of Windsor, and that her descendants will take the name Mountbatten Windsor. Okay, you pompous prude. 1960, the U.S. Congress opened hearings looking into payola. The payola scandal.
Yeah.
So, do you want to give a brief summary to the audience about what that was?
What now?
The payola scandal.
I'm trying to remember. What was it again?
Basically, if I remember correctly, it was DJs accepting payments from artists or people to play their music over the radio.
On the radio, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, they played to get airtime.
Yeah. 1962 in Paris, 8 people were killed at a protest against independence for the French colony Algeria. In what would become known as the Charon Massacre, 9 trained unionists were murdered by French police at the instigation of Nazi collaborator Maurice Papon, who was at the time the chief of the Paris Prefecture of Police. Yay. 1963, the first transmission of clandestine voice of Iraqi people, communism. The regime of Brigadier General Abd al-Karim Qasim, the Prime Minister of Iraq, was ended by the Ba'ath Party. Okay. You want to say something?
Huh?
You sound like you're going to say something.
No, I just looking at the name.
Okay.
I moved in closer.
Okay. U.S. Rep. Martha Griffiths in 1964 addressed get civil rights protection for women being added to the 1965 Civil Rights Act. That's
64.
That's weird, written weirdly.
Yeah, that
addresses gets civil rights protect. I was like, am I reading cricket? You know, she's basically adding women getting civil rights too.
Which I can't imagine they didn't have it in 64.
Well, see, like, you know, here's the thing, and this is what really pisses me off about, you know, how people perceive these things these days. Because, you know, in the Constitution and the Bill of Rights and all that stuff, because it doesn't specifically state, you know, blacks and whites, Chinese, Mexicans, you know, because it views everybody, but everybody, because it doesn't specify anything, it can also be looked at and excludes them. You know, people just don't think, and they just cause so much problems needlessly, and it's all just a difference in perception. Mm-hmm. And it's stupid, you know? So, yeah. Anyway, 1965 Motown Records releases Supreme single Stop in the Name of Love.
Yep.
Before you break my heart. Or your ears, in this case, trying to hear me. In 1965, President Johnson deployed the first U.S. combat troops to South Vietnam with 3,500 Marines set to protect key U.S. air base near Da Nang. 1968, the film Planet of the Apes, based on Pierre Boulle's 1963 novel La Planète des Singes, premiered in New York City.
That was a good movie.
Yeah. Damn you all to hell, you blew it all up. 1968, Orangeburg Massacre. Highway patrol officers killed 3 students and injured 27 others demonstrating in South Carolina State University. The first student killing by law enforcement in the U.S. It says here, civil rights movement, an attack on black students from South Carolina State University who were protesting racial segregation at the town's only bowling alley led to the murder of up to 4 of them in Orangeburg, South Carolina. 1969, the last edition of American Magazine's Saturday Evening Post. And we also have a meteorite weighing over 1 ton fell in Chihuahua, Mexico.
Whoa.
And that's heavy, Doc.
It's not like the dog.
No. 1971, NASDAQ Composite Stock Market Index debuted with 50 companies and starting value of 100. Opening for the first time.
Boy, wouldn't you like to be in that?
That was, 71, 50 years, if I'm right, 50 years ago?
Well, not even. Yeah. But
well,
20, 50, I don't know.
Anyway, 71, Operation Lam Son 719 began, a limited South Vietnamese incursion into Laos. It was an attempt to cut off the Ho Chi Minh Trail and stop communist infiltration into the country. Mm-hmm. 72, Josh Gibson and Buck Leonard were elected to the Baseball Hall of Fame. 74, 3 U.S. astronauts returned to Earth after 84 days on the U.S. space station Skylab. The Skylab 4, the last crew to visit the U.S. space station, returning to Earth. So, would later probably just burn up in the atmosphere in re-entry. 74, the TV sitcom Good Times spin-off from Maude. And then there's Maude. Starring Esha Roll, John Amos, and J.J. Walker, premiered on CBS TV. 75, Pete Maravich scored 47 points at the New Orleans Jazz, ended a 28-game NBA road losing streak with a 106-102 win over the Hawks in Atlanta.
That was Pistol Pete Maravich.
Yeah.
Oh man, what a
this guy,
phenom offensive player.
He kind of looks a little bit like what's his face, Keanu Reeves, young Keanu Reeves, of course. A little bit.
Yeah.
78 proceedings of the U.S. Senate were broadcasted on the radio for the first time. 81, 21 Association football spectators were trampled to death at Karasaki's stadium in Neofalero, Greece, after a football match between Olympiacos FC and AEK Athens FC. 83, Ariel Sharon resigned from Israel government after an inquiry shows he was indirectly responsible for the killings of hundreds of people in 1982. Yikes. That would make me throw up.
I wonder what people he killed.
Indirectly.
Indirectly, yeah.
I mean, just collateral damage. I mean,
yeah.
He was in the Israeli government, and that's a really big,
prime minister,
horrible area of the world. 1983, baseball orders Mickey Mantle to sever ties with Claridge Casino. Okay. Do you know anything about that? Or
No.
Okay.
Obviously, you know, it was gambling and that they are pretty strict, and they were probably paying to promote it or something.
Oh, okay. Something was going on. 83, Prize Stallion and Derby winner Shergar was kidnapped in Ireland, never to be found, causing Lloyd's of London to pay out $10.6 million in insurance. An Irish racehorse, Shergar, was stolen and allegedly killed by gunmen in a ransom attempt by the PIRA, the People's Irish Republican Army or something.
Like that,
Yeah.
I think he hit it, yeah.
Yeah. 1983, the Melbourne dust storm hit the second largest city in Australia, being a product of the worst drought on record and a day of severe weather conditions. A dust cloud 320 meters or 1,050 feet deep enveloped the city, turning day to night. Crikey. 1984, for the first time, 8 people were in space. 8 people were in space. That is incredible.
Yeah.
You know? Doesn't sound like much, but think about it. You know? Just to get to space and...
It just doesn't sound like that big a deal, but you got to put it in a time frame.
Well, can you get to 8 people to space? You know? People need to put things in perspective these days. 1984, the 14th Winter Olympic Games opened in Sarajevo, Yugoslavia. That's cool.
Oh, I remember Sarajevo.
Yeah. We also have Bruce Morris, Marshall Univ, made a 92-foot, 5.5-inch basketball shot. All right.
How much feet?
92 feet, 92 foot, 5.5-inch basketball shot.
It's almost the length of the court.
Probably just from one side to the other.
Yeah.
86, 1984 Summer Olympics LAPD bomb squad chief Arlie McCree and his partner, Officer Ronald Ball of the Firearms and Explosive Units were unfortunately killed trying to dismantle 2 pipe bombs. May you rest in peace. And I feel very bad for the families. But sometimes, you know, the tree of liberty needs to be watered with the blood of tyrants and patriots alike.
Yeah.
1986, 23 people perished when the VIA rail passenger train collided with the 118-car Canadian National Freight train near the town of Hinton, Alberta, west of Edmonton. This would be the worst rail accident in Canada's history until a 2013 Lake Magnetic Quebec derailment, which caused the deaths of 47 people. Fuck. 1989, U.S. jockey Chris Antley began record 64 consecutive day winning streak. Ended May the 1st and included 147 winners from 4,886 mounts. Nice. We also have 5 centimeters of snow fell on the outskirts of Los Angeles. That's unusual. Yeah.
Yeah.
92, I'm Too Sexy by Right Said Fred peaks at number 1. I think that's the shirt song or something.
I'm too sexy.
I'm
too sexy.
Let's not sing this. 82 as well, or not 89. 1992, Ulysses spacecraft passed Jupiter. We also have the 16th Winter Olympic Games opened at Albertville, France. And then government voters sued NBC after Dateline NBC was accused of rigging 2 crashes intended to demonstrate that some GM pickups could easily catch fire if hit in certain places. NBC settled the lawsuit the next day. That raises an eyebrow for consumer safety.
Yeah, well, they settled that real quick, so obviously they did something in the wrong.
Okay, so it was this guy. I was wondering. 1994, Jack Nicholson used a golf club to attack a car. Now, I was wondering if it was Jack Nicholson or Jack Nicholson, the golfer. I didn't know which one.
Oh, yeah, I can't think of the golfer's name. That's not quite the way you pronounce it, but yeah.
But something like that.
Nicholson or something.
Yes, but it was this guy. I can see him doing that. But, you know, but it was a golf club, so I was just like, the golfer? And I was very confused.
Yeah.
1984 as well, Kapil Dev set the world record for Test cricket wickets with 432. Cricket wicket! Sounds like a DJ. Cricket wicket, cricket do, cricket do.
That's about my time to exit, I can see that.
I wonder if that's still a record though. 1996, NFL and Cleveland allowed Art Mondell to move his NFL franchise to Baltimore, but he had to leave the Browns name behind. And the massive internet collaboration, 24 hours in cyberspace, took place. All right. 96, we have 30 years ago. Yeah, 30 years.
Yeah.
U.S. Congress passed the Communications Decency Act. And in 2002, the 19th Winter Olympic Games opened in Salt Lake City, Utah, United States.
Yep.
2005, leaders of both Palestine and Israel declared a truce in what many hoped will be a new era of peace. And, that would have been nice. 2008, Nebraska banned the electric chair as the sole execution method.
That's good.
Hopefully not using the gas chamber, but what else is there? Firing squad, but that's a little archaic. Drawn and quartering, a personal favorite of mine, but barbaric. Lethal injection, which that sounds horrifying.
Yeah.
So, honestly, I'd rather personally face a firing squad, if anything.
Yeah, lethal injection. You don't feel anything.
Nah, neither do you if you get shot, right? So,
right, yeah.
Well, we have pretty good guns these days. 2009, Al Gore's book, Inconvenient Truth, won a Grammy Award for Best Spoken Word Album. All right. 2010, the 747-8 freighter took off for its maiden flight from Plainfield, Washington. Let's look at this bird. And actually, here's a NASDAQ. We spoke about NASDAQ earlier. And here we go, Inconvenient Truth. And then from here, I can just copy and paste what I just did for here, and then look up this aircraft. So this.
Oh.
All right. Cool. It is an aircraft that looks like an aircraft with aircraft qualities. 2010, a freak storm in the Hindu Kush Mountains of Afghanistan triggered a series of at least 36 avalanches, burying over 2 miles of road, killing at least 172 people and trapping over 2,000 travelers. The equivalent of 3.2 kilometers to the 2 miles of road, by the way. And, yeah, that's... wow. So... 2013, 100,000 people marched to demand justice for the atrocities of the Bangladesh Liberation War in Dhaka.
Oh, yeah.
2013, a massive blizzard began in the U.S. and Canada that resulted in 15 deaths, 5,300 canceled flights, and the loss of power for 900,000 people. It says here, hundreds of thousands of people without electricity in the northeastern United States and parts of Canada, and that's wild. Killed at least 10 dead. Hundreds of thousands of people without power. 2014, Justin and Chloe Dauphin-Lafayette claimed gold and silver medals in the Moguls freestyle skiing event at the Sochi Winter Olympics. First Canadian sisters to stand together on the podium. Congratulations.
That's cool, yeah.
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 2014, slopestyle snowboarding event made Olympic debut at Sochi Winter Games. U.S. Sage Kotensberg was the inaugural men's gold medalist. All right. We going on up to 2018. Bangladesh court sentences former Prime Minister Khaleeda Zia to 5 years in prison for corruption. 2018. Naraki Kasaki of Japan became the first athlete in history to participate in 8 Winter Olympics on the ski jumping qualification prior to the Pyeongchang Games. While that was happening, Twitter reported its first quarterly profit as a public company. On this date, February 8, 2000, or not in the year 2020 specifically, gunmen shot and killed 29 people in a shopping center in Nakhon Ratchasima, Thailand, with 57 injured. The shooter was shot and killed by security forces a day later. So yeah, he had opened fire in a military camp and a shopping center in this place in Thailand, killing 29 people and injuring 58 others. Yeah. 2021, martial law declared in Mandalay, Myanmar, amid continuing protests against the country's military coup. 2022, Horn of Africa, with 13 million people now facing humanitarian crisis amid drought, where the rainy season had failed 3 years in a row, according to UN World Food Program. Yeah, well, maybe it's time to, move them somewhere else, move them to where the food's at. Get them out of the desert.
Yeah, well, easily said, but that's a lot of moving.
Yes, but, after 3 years, you think that we would have moved a couple 100,000 by now?
Yeah, well,
Come on.
Look at our area's had a 10-year drought overall. I mean, we get some rain, but not much.
Yeah. Well, our area is also very overpopulated, still.
Yeah, well,
even after the mass exodus that lost a seat in the House of Representatives. 2024 Pakistan election in an upset independence backed by imprisoned Imran Khan's Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf
PTI Party won the most seats with 97. PMLN won 76. PPP 54. And that shall conclude the show for the day. Once again, please check the underbar in the description for any links that you may find interesting, including but not limited to all things on the Coalition. A lot of history has and continues to be made on a daily basis. We can only bring you a portion for more, as you saw all the ones that we skipped over and everything. There's a lot of stuff that goes out there on a daily basis. Why is this? Okay, what's going on with this document here?
Okay, the loon is out.
All right, yeah, you go enjoy your
Second
football.
half, yes.
Yep. For all of you and all of us, I'm Xander.
Golden Loon.
And you. Until you catch us next time, whenever it is, wherever it is, don't forget to look right and left at every intersection. Rate 5 thumbs and subscribe. Toodles! Where's my thing? I can't see my button. Hold on a second. Sorry about this. Ah! Damn it. Fuck off. Okay, come on. Alright, in there. Okay. And